Welcome to Coruzant Technologies, home of the Digital Executive Podcast.
Welcome to the Digital Executive. Today's guest is Caffrey Francis. Caffrey Francis is the CEO of Grow Hair Clients. Through her business coaching program, she shows hairstylists and salon owners how to gain up to 10 clients in 30 days. Growing up with a family of small business owners, she's witnessed firsthand the trials and tribulations of growing a successful business. As a successful entrepreneur herself, Caffrey's strengths are exhibited in marketing and sales. Caffrey has combined her business degree and experience to become a successful business coach. When she isn't coaching or building businesses, you can find her on the tennis court or hanging out with her Chihuahua Holly and her Irish setter Dublin. Well, good afternoon, Caffrey. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
You bet, Caffrey. This is exciting. I want to talk a little bit more about you and some of your product and the consulting that you're doing. So this is exciting. Let's jump into the questions here. Caffrey, you've got quite the background as an entrepreneur, a business coach, and now you're the Chief Executive Officer at Grow Hair Clients. Could you share with our audience what drives you and what has contributed to your success?
So growing up, I played competitive tennis, and when I say competitive, means I traveled every weekend around the U.S. playing big tournaments. And I was really fortunate to have both my parents be at every single tournament all the time. They never missed one. And they were able to do that because they owned their own business. My dad had a remodeling company, and I loved seeing that you can really create whatever life you want. And at the time, I really saw that you can create whatever kind of schedule you want. Because if he didn't have that, he wouldn't have been able to been at all of my matches, and we couldn't have afforded that. So really just being able to live life on my own terms, create my own schedule, really set goals when it comes to income, and know that if I don't achieve them, whatever goals they may be, income or not, that it's really just on me.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, that's great. I love that's very inspirational. And that is a great way to, set a goal or something to do so you can have that type of freedom. So thank you so much for sharing that, Caffrey. And Caffrey, as you know, everybody globally has had to make these major shifts to adapt to this new normal. Could you share with us what you're doing to help your company stay relevant in this economy?
So I follow the 9 steps that every business follows, from going and really looking at your target market all the way to promoting. And when I say promoting, I mean advertising online. And that's the most efficient and effective way to really reach your customers. But I think during this pandemic, it's really made, especially small businesses, have to reevaluate what they're doing and really see that they have to, of course, advertise online. But as usual, as most businesses do, they go and they advertise. But when they are advertising, they see that they aren't hitting their numbers. And that makes them just go back through those 9 steps that every small business goes through and really evaluate what they're doing, who they are targeting, and why. So that's what I help businesses do, especially businesses in the beauty industry. That's
awesome. That's so awesome. I've talked to so many people on this podcast, Caffrey, people like you that not necessarily in your type of business, but they're just giving back whatever role or whatever company or vertical or industry, they're giving back. And I think this is just a beautiful time that shows the, humankind and our spirit to help one another in this challenging time. So thank you for sharing that. And Caffrey, this is a technology platform, obviously, and I want to kind of jump into a little bit of that. Maybe you can help here. Are you leveraging any new or emerging technologies in your business? And if not, maybe there's a cool tool or app you could share with our audience today.
So the technology that I mainly use, and everybody who works with me, is called Kartra. It's a business building platform with a CRM software included into that. And for those who don't know what CRM means, it means customer relationship management software. And that's where, like, when you send an email or a text message, you're able to see that you can send that one email or text through your entire list of leads at one time, and also see how many people opened it, how many people responded. And that way you can really, track your efforts when it comes to communicating with your customer. But also on that platform, you're able to, build a website, integrate payment systems, really anything you're able to do with the software.
That's pretty cool. And what's the name of that software again?
It's called Kartra.
Kartra. Okay, great. Thank you for sharing. We do appreciate that. And Caffrey, last question. Could you share something from your career experience that might be helpful for those looking to grow their career in either leadership or entrepreneurship?
So there's two things. One, always set a goal, make sure it's measurable. Set one big goal, set smaller goals to achieve that goal and be able to measure it along the way. That way you know where you're going, and if something's happening, something's going wrong, then you know how to adjust it. And then second, I think this is the most important advice I would give someone, is that most entrepreneurs, what happens is that they get in the game because they love a product. They fall in love with the product. And what happens, they spend all this money going and building this product. And then they go to sell it and it just doesn't work out well. They don't get their money back, and then they're scrambling. What I would definitely tell entrepreneurs to go and do is fall in love with your customer. Find out their biggest problem, their biggest pain, and solve it. Then after you come up with a solution, don't go and build the product. Go and create a offer that tells your customer, hey, this is a product that I'm about to come out with. I'm going to allow you early access into it for half off. Then get all those pre-orders, which means you're also getting that money in advance. And then once you have that, go and build the product. That way you have customers already. You have the money to go and put into that product. And then you're able to give that product to your customer. So fall in love with your customer before you fall in love with the product.
Wow, that's amazing. I love that advice. Fall in love with your customer before your product. And I think that'll go a long way. And I've actually heard someone that's, we probably all heard here on the podcast, and I'm sure you have, Caffrey, is Tony Robbins. And he talks about, really falling in love with your customer. So that's awesome. Thank you for sharing that. And Caffrey, it was a pleasure having you on today. I look forward to speaking with you real soon.
Thank you for having me.
Bye for now.